Hello, North Country soccer fans, and welcome to the George Brendler Field. It's the 6th of October, 2022, and we're in for a very entertaining game tonight. It's the Bobcats of Northern Adirondack have made the trek to the George Brendler Field to take on the high-powered Chazy Eagles. I'm Joey Trombley, along with LaBarge, and on the camera is the founding father of Hometown Cable himself, Calvin Castine. And it's a beautiful, beautiful night here in October for a soccer game. There is no wind. We started the game about 70. Of course, the temperatures will drop. But Lee, Northern Adirondack, Chazy, they do have a rivalry, if you will, in Division II. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Definitely do have a rivalry in two of the more high-powered teams in Division II in recent years. This year, Northern Adirondack's only loss has come at the hands of league loss has come at the hands of Chazy, and they're looking for some retribution tonight. It was a 2-0 win for the Eagles on the 20th, I believe, of September. So Northern Adirondack comes in hungry to George Brendler Field tonight.
And Lee, with the Chazy team, what I'm impressed with is, as we said during the Frankie Girl Memorial, from stopper to fullbacks to sweeper to goalie, it's a whole new defense this year, and they've only given up one goal.
They've given up one goal, and that was in the championship game of the Frankie Garrow Memorial Tournament against Plattsburgh High School. Since then, it's been zeros across the board. But you're right, junior goalkeeper, first-year goalkeeper, and Zamir Foster has put together 9 shutouts this year. And then the sweeper is Evan Dwyer, first time he's played back there as a sweep. He's a junior also. But then you had 3 sophomores across the back in Owen Poirier, in Maddox Tyndall, and Novak Jaris. Novak Jaris was filling in while Landon Salamando was injured. Salamando, a senior, just came back. This is his second or third game back. So, but those 3 sophomores did an outstanding job.
And I've talked to Coach Rob McAuliffe last night. Of course, we were here for the Chazy girls' big victory over Merrell last night. And Coach McAuliffe said since October, I think, 21st, 2021, they've given up 1 goal.
That's right. And, yeah, so certainly they've been scoreless in league play since then. And some may say, well, wait a minute, as far as wins, some may say, wait a minute, well, they didn't win the state championship. How come that shouldn't count as a win? And it doesn't. It goes in the book as a draw. They wound up losing in a shootout in the semifinals, so that went in the book as a draw, even though they didn't advance to the state championship game.
So the Bobcats and Eagles, and a beautiful night at the George Brendler Field. A nice crowd coming in for this game. The Snack Shack's open, and it's Boris with a booming kick. That will go off Salamando. He chips it forward trying to find Tyndall, but quickly it's cleared out by Magoon. Back there is Poirier. Poirier trying to keep it in, and Poirier takes it off the sideline. So we're going to have a throw-in for the Bobcats. And ball comes into play from Tucker. Goes back to Tucker. And Tucker trying to send it forward, taken away by Mosier. He sends it up, trying to find McAfee. He does. He sends a through ball. Going on hard is Mosier, but it's too far ahead. And coming up is the goalie Parker Manor, and he's only a sophomore, Lee.
He's a sophomore. I was watching, and he's had a really good season. I was watching him in warm-ups, and he's a very, very talented young goalkeeper. He's got 6 shutouts on the season. They've only given up 5 goals this year as well. So he's had an excellent season in the nets for the Bobcats.
Now, do you have any stats on like-minded opponents this year that they've each played? Do you have anything on that?
I don't. I didn't write that down. Of course, they've each.
Oh, here we go.
There's an opportunity for LaBarge.
Oh, LaBarge, and what a play by Parker Manor coming off at the line. But nice work by the Eagles to generate that opportunity.
Good opportunity there, and LaBarge was all alone. Ball went off Manor's shoulder as he came sliding out to make himself big to try to block that shot.
And that's a push on number 13, Aiden Rye, on Salamando. So the call goes in Chazy's favor, and it looks like McAfee will take the kick, which he has done mostly, except the last game where one of the plays is like the play of the week for ABC's sports for the play of the week this week. Actually, it's tonight. But it was Merrell who went and took the corner kicks instead of McAfee, which to me was a surprise. But, boy, did he put some nice feeds in there for those players.
Coach McAuliffe does use Isaac Merrell quite a bit for direct kicks closer to goal. Really talented youngster. First year playing varsity sports. and he's been a great addition to the Chazy squad, Isaac Merrell, midfielder.
So Tinder did a nice job keeping the ball simple. It went back to him, but it goes on to the feet of Brady Boris, and the ball is pushed back. Ball sent forward, and it is Dudiak trying to get to the ball. Ball is pushed forward by Tucker, cleared out by Dwyer. So we're going to have a throw-in for the Bobcats. It's going to be number 12, Austin Lambert, for the Bobcats. And he sends the ball inside, back to Tucker, back to Lambert. Lambert chips it up off the head of Salamando. He goes forward, but it goes on to the feet of Demore. Demore has it knocked away by Mosier, so it's going to be a throw-in for the Bobcats. And again, it's going to be Austin Lambert, the 11th grader, gets the ball into play. Goes off of Poyer, so they move the chains, if you will. If you're talking football, they move it about 15 yards. It will go to Tucker. Tucker gets the ball, goes to the middle of the field. He finds the feet of Demore. Demore tries to cup it to the inside, but a good job from Merrell. Merrell now working his way forward. Merrell will look to get a through ball over to Mosier, and no, Mosier goes to the inside. He tried there, defended very well by number 6 Magoon, and then the ball is cleared out by, number 19, Demore. So this is, as what we've seen so far in the first 6 minutes, Lee, this is going to be a very back-and-forth game.
Yeah, I think that obviously the goal is to control the midfield, and both teams are striving to do that right now. Wide play is going to be a factor. You see Aiden Rye, leading scorer for Northern Adirondack over there. The ball was just passed past him, but he's a trigger man. Here's a shot on goal. That was Kyle Reef taking that shot at the top of the 18.
On the outside of his foot.
Zamir Foster made the save. But, Aiden Rye is their striker. He's got 9 goals in the season. He leads their team in scoring, so he's the man they're going to look for to spring free to test Zamir Foster.
And, of course, we know Chazy has a bunch of guys that can find the back of the net. And you may want to talk a little bit about that.
Well, they have a pretty well-rounded scoring this year, especially the top 3 scorers in LaBarge, Moser, and Isaac Merrell, as we mentioned earlier. LaBarge is leading the Division II with 15 goals and 9 assists. Luke Moser, on the back of a 5-goal performance against Keene the other day, he's got 13 goals and 5 assists. And then Isaac Merrell, 10 goals and 7 assists. So a lot of the scoring is spread around on the Eagles side.
So on the far side is Gunnar Frenier with the ball. They come back to the near side over to Dudiak. Dudiak works his way down. He sends a through ball, and that was defended well by number 6 Magoon. Going hustling is Lambert. Lambert can't get to it, so it's a deep throw-in for Chazy. It is going to be Dudiak. There's 32-24 left in the first half. We're early on here at the George Brendler Field. The ball is pushed back up to Poyer. And, of course, these two teams play in Division II, but they will not meet in playoffs.
No, Chazy is a Class D school, and Northern Adirondack plays in the Class C. So, that might change next year because they are changing classes next year. They're adding another class. They're adding the AAA class, and so that'll cause some shift in classification, but this year, Class C boys is pretty thin. There's 3 teams playing in sectionals this year. Class B, Northern Adirondack, Northeastern Clinton, and Lake Placid.
So where's Ausable Valley in the mix?
Ausable's a B this year, and so is Saranac Lake. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So those teams are often, and Seton Catholic is usually a C, but they're D this year. So there's quite a few different changes.
So Catholic's dropped down to a D.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we have a little bit of work being done by Coach to number 12, Lambert. And Lambert says, give me the ball. I'm going to throw it in. And here it comes. Goes off Dudiak to the center of the field. Went onto the feet of number 19, Demore. And now he pushes it over to Boris, and that's Brady Boris. He goes to the outside, and the ball is sent forward by Calvin Magoon. Picked up by Merrell. Outside his foot. Gets it over to McAfee. McAfee gets it over to Mosier. Mosier goes to the far. Oh, he tried to get over to Dudiak, who was wide open, but it was number 12, Lambert, paying attention. Got his foot on it. And the ball is sent forward over to Dudiak. Dudiak pushes it up over to McAfee. McAfee and Merrell control the midfield for Chazy. And it is McAfee gets the ball up over to Dudiak. Dudiak keeps it center, trying to find Merrell, but it's cleared back to the defense. And it is knocked away by Dwyer. Coming over to help out was number 4, Tyndall. Ball sent to the far side onto the feet of Gunnar Frenier. Frenier working his way down. He's defended well by Gilmore. And again, Gilmore does a nice job taking it away from Tyndall, but off the sideline.
About 30 minutes remaining in the first half, no score. Tyndall's a bit hobbled after that slide over there. He and Gilmore came together for that ball, but keep an eye on that. A young man scored his first varsity goal last game. So, 2 games ago, I guess it was. So that was a foul. It's going to be a direct kick for Chazy, all the way back midway into their territory.
So they're going to let Dwyer take this kick back in the defensive end. And, of course, in the offensive end, it's either going to be McAfee or Merrell.
And we'll give you the officials while we have a moment here. Larry Bayshard is in the middle. He's your main official. The outsides, far side is Steve Tulusky, and on the near side is Jim Varon.
And all seasoned officials. And as we say all the time, Lee, we're very fortunate to have these gentlemen do this.
Yeah, sadly, not a lot of younger officials coming in. So these gents that have been around a while that do a good job. They're very experienced, and as Joey says, we're thankful to have them.
Well, Kyle Reef was making a move, but he was defended well by Dudiak. So we're going to have a throw-in for the Bobcats. Ball comes into play. Stepping up is Demore, and that would be Caleb. Has it taken away by Merrell. Merrell pushes it up to LaBarge. LaBarge pushes it back over to McAfee, but it gets by McAfee. And now it's on to the feet of Tucker. Cleared out by the Eagles, and there was a header. That was by number 5, Boris, and now it's cleared out by Calvin Magoon. Nice job by Tyndall, pushes it back to Salamando, goes off of the feet of Dwyer, headed out by Poyer. Nice job by Poyer to disrupt the play, and it is Merrell coming up with the ball. Merrell cuts it to the inside. Nice footwork by Merrell. He gets by another player. He sends it forward. He tried to find Mosier, but it goes too far off the end line. So some nice footwork and ball control by Isaac Merrell.
Isaac Merrell's very, you can see he's composed out there. He's confident with the ball in his foot, and he's got his head up when he's controlling the ball, looking to distribute, and that's the mark of a good midfielder.
And there's McAfee with purpose, heads the ball to the far side, trying to find LaBarge, and that all started up by McAfee, but it's a nice job being cleared toward the center of the field, far side to Legree. Legree has it taken away by Gunnar Frenier. Frenier gets again by Legree, and that would be a trip by number 7, Tristan Legree. So ball going to Chazy, and it looks like now McAfee inside the midfield line will take the kick. Actually, he's giving it up to Merrell.
Giving up to Merrell, yeah. So early on, as you've seen, NAC has put a majority of the pressure on, and Coach McAuliffe's going to make a switch here just to see if he can spark a little bit for the Eagles. They've defended well, but I give the advantage to NAC at this point.
And the ball is knocked down, but Chazy did have the one great scoring opportunity with a great save by Parker Manor.
Yep.
As a shot's favor, there's 1-1. But more of the midfield play has been controlled by the Bobcats.
Seems as though the ball's been more in Chazy's half of the field.
So we have a throw-in on the far side. It's going to be going to the Bobcats. Ball comes into play, goes off of McAfee. Chipped up, trying to find Mosier. And Dudiak, turning on the speed, kicks the ball forward, trying to find Mosier. Mosier pushes it back to Dudiak. Dudiak tried to send it across to LaBarge. That deflects off the defense and off his foot, and it'll be cleared out. So a throw-in for the Eagles. And Dudiak's coming out, and they're bringing in Novak Jarris, and Jarris has nice speed out there, too, for the 10th grader.
Yeah, and he's kind of their Swiss Army knife. He'll play defense, he'll play midfield, and he'll even play striker. The only place he hasn't played, I don't think, this season is the goal.
And I don't think Mr. Foster wants to give that up.
Yeah, he's not going to give it up too easy.
No. Ball comes into play. It's going to be Poyer. Owen Poyer with the throw, but he drops it. He's giving the ball up over to McAfee.
McAfee has a bit of a longer throw.
And you want to get Poyer back on the defensive end, barring something like maybe a counterattack. But there you are. Poyer's back where he should be. Chips it forward. Mosier sends it out, and it was headed out by Magoon. And that's a nice head by number 13, Rye, getting it onto the feet of Reef. Reef has it knocked away by Poyer. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Bobcats. It's going to be number 5 or 4, Tucker. He'll give the ball up to Austin Lambert. Lambert comes into Tucker. Tucker, cuts it to the inside. Can't keep it in.
Hey, that was a good move. Good work. Pick it up. Good work.
So throw in by Poyer. Ball sent forward by Demore. Battling for the ball. Nice play by Rye. He's being defended by Poyer. And it is going to be a...
That's 3 times you've made disparaging remarks. If he hears another, he's partying. You heard me. That's 3. That's 3. He's done it.
Okay, let's go, Green. Come on, come on.
All you want from your players, all you want.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
Ball is sent forward. Headed by Mosier, trying to find LaBarge. And we haven't said LaBarge's name much this game yet.
Nope, he had that great opportunity that was stopped, but and he kind of the silent assassin out there sometimes. He kind of hides in the weeds and the ball gets on his foot and he buries it.
Yeah, he has that capability. Here comes Mosier, who's fresh off that 5-goal game. Has the ball cleared out. Goes to Merrell. And that's going to be a handball on Merrell. And Larry Bayshard was right there.
Yeah, no question about that.
Merrell just turns around and says, yes, sir.
24 minutes remaining, first half, no score.
Good ball, good ball.
Poyer sends the ball back forward, trying to find LaBarge. Nice job by number 19, Demore.
Good touch. Again. Yes. Hit it. Hit it, Reef.
And Poyer doing a good job defensively. Takes it off of him. And we have a goal kick. So for Chazy. So nice job by Poyer defending, taking the ball off of, I think it was Rye.
He's done a fine job this year back there. Owen Poyer. Poyer is a true value out there for the Eagles.
Come on, Brady.
There's no truer statement said.
Keep him in front. Keep him in front. Keep him in front.
And here comes Merrell.
Be ready, Chico. Good.
Merrell is defended well by Tucker.
Yes.
Tucker sends the ball forward.
He wants you.
So you can see that NAC is well coached. They play a very well disciplined game.
This is first season coach for them, and Ian Spear, former Peru standout player and Plattsburgh State player. Yeah,
right.
So
Ball comes in, and now it goes out. So it will go to the Bobcats. It's going to be Tucker.
Kyle's feet.
Tucker gets the ball in, and that ball cannot stay in. So a throw in for
We
Chazy.
can knock it right back to him if no one's standing in front.
Ball headed up by Jarris over to number 18, Mosier. He loses it, picked up by Jarris. Gets it up over to McAfee.
One step, good.
McAfee now will send a through ball, and he gets Mosier. Mosier coming off. Mosier trying to get to the ball, has it knocked away. Coming off the line was the goalie Manor. Manor, like you said, makes himself bigger coming off the line like that. It was a good thing because Mosier was coming in hard.
he did turn his back, which is something you tell your keeper not to do. But when you got somebody bearing down on you like that, I think it's just natural to kind of turn your back. But you want to keep your hands open and get down low and make yourself big.
So Tucker coming down, goes to the outside. So nice pass. Salamando defending. Ball pushed back onto the feet of Boris. Has it knocked away. Merrell sends the ball forward, sends the defense running backwards. Back there is number 6, Magoon. He cuts it to the outside. Stuck it up is Frenier, Gunnar Frenier, now trying to out-hustle Magoon on the far side. And it is Gunnar Frenier now cutting it to the inside. Gunnar Frenier not giving up. It's Gunnar Frenier being defended well. And stepping up to help out on the far side was number 7, Legree. And that's a push on Gunnar Frenier, probably a little more frustration than anything.
Yeah, I think he might have grabbed that little bit of jersey to slow him up, but he worked hard down there to try to get past Calvin Magoon, who's a really good defender for the Bobcats.
So it is a deep direct kick for the Bobcats. So the ball is sent into Chazy territory, deflects off the head of the Bobcat, but sent forward by Dwyer. Poyer chips it up over to McAfee. He chips it to the outside, picks up LaBarge. LaBarge now gives it over to Frenier. Frenier trying to cut it to the inside. He's defended well by Legree. Back to midfield. Tucker's on the ball. He pushes it back onto the feet of Lambert. Lambert turned midfield, and McAfee chips it up, trying to find LaBarge. LaBarge has it knocked away by number 19, Caleb Demore.
Yeah, that had a little bit of hands up. There was the gesture that the official made, and he waited a moment to see if there'd be any advantage played. There was not, so he called the foul. So direct kick for the Bobcats here, and it's Bolrus standing over this direct kick, I believe, Matthew Bolrus.
And he keeps it simple. It comes to the near side to Lambert, and now he sends it to the middle of the field, goes off of Tucker. And there's a shot from Demore. I'll tell you what, the New York Giants would like him on the field, kicking the ball through the uprights like that.
He got a good piece of that one,
He
but it was high and over the safety net even over there and that house is for sale, I think. So if you want,
Well, it's pending right now.
oh, is it pending? Well, there you go. So
the new owners will get first in soccer season?
yes,
Can't get much better than that.
nope, absolutely not.
And the ball is sent forward by Foster. And ball headed by Dudiak. You know, the shot's still only 1-1, and we've played half of a half already. 20
Yeah,
minutes.
oh yeah, definitely. It's like we mentioned earlier, and as you watched, because a lot of times we're doing radio, so we have to paint the picture. But Calvin is here videoing, so you're seeing that the ball is playing a lot of play in the middle of the field, in between the 18s, if you will.
So Lambert sends the ball up. It goes off of number 13, Rye. It's supposed to be a throw-in for Chazy. And we got 3 players going and searching for the ball there. We got the 3 wise men searching for the ball.
Drew some short straws.
Or that could have happened. So it's going to be number 4, Tucker, with the throw-in. Ball chipped up by Demore. Ball headed by Dwyer. Out to Tucker. Tucker trying to get by Dudiak. And Dudiak does a nice job. So a little battle down there, won by Tucker as Dudiak knocks it off the sideline. Quickly the ball comes into play. And we had an illegal throw-in. So it's going to be a throw-in for the Eagles. It's going to be Poyer.
Nothing gets past here. Nothing gets past here. Let's go.
Poyer with the throw-in. And that goes off of Tucker as Mosier went up, and Tucker was a little screened on the play.
He's a good player, Tucker, for a 10th grader. He played last year, and of course, 2 years ago, Northern Adirondack chose not to play in the year of COVID. So a lot of these guys lost a year of their varsity soccer career.
And the ball is picked up by number 7. Nice play by Legree, some nice footwork. He comes to the near sideline over to Reef. Reef working his way down, cannot keep up with it. So it'll be a throw-in for Chazy. It'll be Poyer taking the throw-in for the Eagles. We have 17:44 left in the first half, no score. Really not many scoring opportunities. They've each had one shot. Chazy had the more dangerous shot, but Parker Manor came up really strong with that save. And now the ball is cleared up onto the feet of Tucker. Tucker does a nice job. And he chips it up, and that's going to head to the outside by Tyndall. He's trying to find Jarris, and he does. Jarris chips it back over to McAfee. They're trying to move the ball with their head, but it's controlled by the Bobcats. Ball comes back to Tucker. Tucker cuts it to the inside. McAfee comes over to help, but it's on the feet of Reef. Or that was Rye, actually. And the ball is cleared out, but you hear Coach Spear, and he's 100% spot on.
Yeah, good defense there, though, by Chazy as well. As I believe it was Poyer was right on the back of Rye, not enabling him to turn to get a shot toward goal.
So another illegal throw-in.
I think you're just trying to
So the ball comes up, and it's nice play by Boris.
Turn him.
And the ball is picked up by Merrell. Merrell still controlling the play. Oh, and Merrell is taken down by number 19, Demore, but good sportsmanship.
Yeah, but he received a warning. That was the last one, he said,
Right.
Mr. Bayshard. That was a very hard tackle. Certainly could have earned him a yellow card.
So it is Merrell. Nice kick forward. Goes over the head of McAfee onto LaBarge. LaBarge pushes it back to McAfee. Comes up over to Merrell. Merrell rips the shot. He scores! What a shot by Isaac Merrell! Oh my, that was a bullet. And that just dove in. Okay, go ahead, Lee. Talk about the play.
That's it. That is what they knuckle shot.
Right.
You see that, and I don't know if Calvin will do slow mo after on this one, but that ball was Phil Necro throwing the old knuckle ball home. It was the goalkeeper just couldn't track it.
No.
Hell of a shot, beat him near side, and just an incredible shot.
And I don't fault Parker Manor.
Well, no, of course not.
That
no.
ball was a bullet, and it just dropped at the end. Of course, with the dew on the ground, that thing just skipped right into the net. But that's the danger of Isaac Merrell.
And yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's deep. That shot was 40 yards out, I would say.
Yeah.
And it was the assist goes to Dylan McAfee, who switched fields on that because he noticed Merrell was free on the near side. Switched fields to Merrell, took a couple dribbles, and rifled that shot, low hard knuckler that beat Parker Manor.
Hey, you're on.
So here goes Boris. And on the ground is Dudiak. So he's going to limp off. Coming into the game is number 14, Gunnar Frenier. So hopefully it's just a little mild bruise and he can walk it off. You'd hate to lose him.
Well, yeah, he's an integral part of Chazy's team. I'm guessing ankle, by the way, he's walking. So maybe they'll tape it up or ice it up real quick and see if he can loosen it. You got to keep it moving, otherwise if it tightens up, you're in trouble.
So it's number 19, Demore, who keeps it on the ground. Merrell controls. Merrell cuts it inside. Now he gives it up to the speedy Gunnar Frenier, trying to work his way down. Hustling back is Boris.
Isaac!
He cuts it, trying to get by Boris. Boris doing a nice job defending. And that is going to be a Chazy throw-in. Defended well by Demore. Here's a throw-in by Merrell. Nice throw-in. That will go off of White. Should be a corner kick. It is. So here's a corner. It's the first kick.
Yeah, first one, I think.
Yeah. So Merrell will take the corner kick, and we know that he can be dangerous feeding the ball inside the box on corner kicks. So we'll see what he does here. It's not going to be a short kick. It's going to be traditional. On the weak side, they're ready to crash on the far side. Nice feed. Oh, what a header by McAfee. And Coach McAuliffe called for that.
Yep.
And the McAfee came up from the defensive end, was in the perfect spot, just missed the net.
Substitution for Northern Adirondack as Zajon Taylor comes in, and he's going to give Kyle Reef a break here.
So the ball, nice kick by Boris. And that goes off of the head of Rye and pushed back. Rye trying to keep it in. He will. Cuts it to the back. He's being defended by Dwyer. And Dwyer had too many hands.
Dwyer was out. I mean, sweeper, he was out there. It's almost as though he's one-on-one marking. But that's a long ways for the sweeper to be out marking
Rye thought he was being guarded by an octopus. There were so many hands.
But that's, hey, that's defending.
Exactly. Okay, absolutely. Nice fade. Ball is headed out by Dwyer onto the feet of LaBarge. LaBarge going up, pushes it, trying to get back to push it. He controls it. Outside his foot, sends it forward. And it was knocked forward by Magoon onto the feet of Tucker. And it is Salamando trying to get to the ball. Coming back to help out was Merrell, pushes it to Poyer. Poyer trying to switch fields, but it's controlled by the Bobcats. But it is McAfee who kicks the ball deep into Bobcat territory, forcing the defense running backwards, and Magoon gets there. And he cuts it to the outside, and he keeps the ball in. Nice play. Nice job defensively. Going up was Tyndall, and he heads the ball out of bounds, so a throw-in for the Bobcats.
Good work there by Novak Jaros also as he hustled on a full-out sprint from midfield to try to put some pressure on Magoon back there and got there on time to give a little bit of pressure to the fullback for the Bobcats.
So the ball is pushed back to Merrell. He sends a through ball far side, and here comes Gunnar Frenier with a lot of speed. Look at that speed. And it is Boris sees the speed of, and I don't know if that was, I think it was Boris, number 19.
And checking back in for Chazy is Reagan Dudiak, so it appears he's doing okay, and Frenier will come off. We got about 12 minutes to go in the first half. Chazy 1-0 lead on an Isaac Merrell goal.
And actually it was Boris, it was Matthew Boris who cleans the ball out. And you had Frenier, man, he just turned on those afterburners.
Yeah, well, you got speed on both outside wing backs right now in Jaros and also, Dudiak now in Frenier. So.
And there's a push on Mosier. So it's going to go back to the Bobcats. We're just under 12 minutes. Well, 11 minutes, 35 seconds. It's 1-0 Chazy on just a beautiful goal by Isaac Merrell. Shots on net, though, are only 2-1. And quite frankly, it could be 2 goals for Chazy if it wasn't for Parker Manor.
Yeah, and he made another. It was 3 decent saves he made, or 2 decent saves he made on goal opportunities for Chazy. But yeah, they haven't tested Zamir Foster yet in Chazy goal.
No, they've done good work in midfield, but they really haven't had any scoring, talking about the Bobcats, any real good scoring opportunities yet.
Right.
Not saying they won't, but as of this point. And the ball is knocked out of bounds or off the sideline by Austin Lambert. So Poirier will go inside trying to find Mosier. The ball's chipped back. Mower pushes it. Poirier, nice job. McAfee comes back to the near sideline. And it's chipped out by number 12, Austin Lambert.
Poirier to take the throw for Chazy.
And a nice job over to Mosier to LaBarge. LaBarge now outside his foot trying to find Mosier. Good idea. Cleared out by Boris. Dwyer stands his ground, heads it forward, but goes to Tucker. Trying to get a through ball over to the feet of Rye. And it is Dwyer hustling over. And he takes it off of number 13, Austin Rye. So a great job. So it'd be a deep throw-in. Poirier should go down the sideline. He does. Goes off of the head of Dudiak as well as Mosier. Stepping up is Boris. He chips it up. Ball sent forward. Merrell has it taken away by Rye. Rye over to Tucker. Tucker goes back to the inside. And on the Salamando controlling against number 3. Number 3, Zajan Taylor. So it's a nice play by Salamando to shield that ball for a goal kick.
Yeah, he saw that Taylor had touched the ball last, and then he basically shielded the ball off the end line to secure that goal kick. So smart play by the senior defender.
Zamir Foster chips it up. And hustling to the ball is Salamando. He has it knocked away by number 7, Legree. Ball headed to the outside of Tyndall. Tyndall pushes it to the far side. Onto the feet of Jarris. Is it Jarris or Jarris?
I say Jarris.
Jarris, and that's Jarris, it is. So it's now controlled by Tyndall. He comes to the open space, over to Poirier. Poirier will send it forward. He's trying to get it to Mosier. Turns onto the feet of LaBarge. LaBarge gets the shot off, and that dipped down, and Manor was there. So nice effort by Peter LaBarge.
Yep, good shot, and it was challenging for the keeper because, like Joey said, the ball was dipping, and that always makes it more difficult for the keeper to secure that as the ball gets closer to his feet.
So the ball comes to the near side, picked up by Dudiak. He pushes it back to Poirier. Poirier takes it off of Tucker. So it'll be a throw in for Poirier. You know, I will say this. Just for, I don't know when I was coaching smaller kids, but on every throw-in, just go down the line. That's my philosophy, is that more often than not, they knock it out so you can get into an offensive position down there, but that's just me.
Yeah, there's merit both ways, but a great majority of the time, you want to look to move the ball upfield.
Right, and there are times where if somebody's wide open, then yes, you would get to him, but all things being equal, I think you should be going, in my opinion, but that's why I'm an announcer, I'm not a coach. So there's Tyndall to the far side. He picks up onto number 3, Jarris. I remember what Lee says, Jarris. And it's knocked away. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Bobcats.
Hey, wait! We gotta shift up as a group, though.
So throw-in for the Bobcats.
7.5 minutes remaining in this first half, and it's a 1-0 lead for Chazy. In this, it's a battle for first place in the Northern Soccer League Division 2. If Chazy wins tonight, then they wrap up the championship for the year.
Do they really?
Yeah, they do, yes. And if Northern Adirondack wins, then they live to fight another day.
Oh, that's right, because Chazy would have the tiebreaker with them.
They have no losses. With would be 2 games remaining, and Northern Adirondack, I believe, has a tie in their record. Okay. I have it right here. As a matter of fact, no, check that. It's 6 and they'd be 6-2 if they lost. Yeah, I figured it out. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Okay. All right. Well, I just want to make sure because last night we were off a little bit.
We were, yeah. We were
off a little bit last night. What the people are saying, what are they talking about? Well, we were calling the Chazy girls and Mariah girls. We thought they had one game left.
Right, they had 3 games left.
Right.
But the good news is maybe nobody even heard it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible.
Well, we did it for NFHS.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And
We're not sure if the audio came through or not. So.
Lee and I just were talking back and forth for about an hour and a half together.
Yeah.
And we had a good time. So the ball goes off of Poyer. Quickly, the ball comes into play, and that's off of Chazy. So another throw-in for the Bobcats. It's going to be Tucker. Larry Bayshard sends him back. Ball goes onto the feet of Taylor, and it's taken away by Mosier.
Go, Zay! Go, Zay! Go, Zay! Go, Zay!
And cleared out by Poyer. Nice play by Poyer, setting the ball up. Stepping up, heading the ball was Magoon. Now sent forward by Tristan Legree. It is Rye. And here's an opportunity for the Bobcats. Chazy trying to clear it. Poyer trying to clear it. Finally cleared, but sent forward by Lambert. And that goes off of Lambert. So it'll be a throw-in for Chazy.
Hey, wait. That was good stuff. That was good stuff. Come on. They're going to give us one. Let's go. We got to keep pressing on.
Poyer off the head of Mosier. And on the back, and Larry Bayshard will call that. That was number 6, Calvin Magoon, kind of climbing the back of LaBarge.
So direct kick here as Isaac Merrell's going to take this direct kick. And coach has told him, do whatever you think.
I think he's going to feed it to the far side and have the boys crash in.
It appears that way, but you never know. Maybe rip another shot. Not often you see a 2-man wall from that distance, by the way.
No. And it did exactly what I thought he was going to do, but it was a short kick. I'm sure he wished it was a little bit higher and deeper.
Yeah. So direct kick now for NAC as they had a player taken down. And Matthew Boris will take this direct kick.
And he sends a hard kick forward.
Good, Matthew.
Headed down by Dwyer. And Tindo sends it forward, goes off of McAfee. And nice play by Dudiak. But the one thing that we haven't called a lot is the midfield work of McAfee and Isaac Merrell, and that's compliments to the Bobcats.
Yeah, they've really done a nice job in the middle to limiting their ability to control the game. It's been NAC's done a good job. Kingston Tucker's done a nice job out there, I think. And they haven't – Chazy's defense done well because they haven't given Aiden Rye really much of a chance. And here's the first corner kick now for the Bobcats.
Tindo thought it went off of a Bobcat, and he shielded the ball out, and now we have a corner kick.
3.5 minutes remaining here in the first half.
So here's an opportunity for the Bobcats. And there's a nice feed. Ball is up and over, and that went up over the Matthew Boris, who came in from the sweeper position. And why not? He's a tall, very athletic, young-looking man out there.
Definitely, and a nice service there. I'm trying to see who it was. That's number 11. So that Brady Boris made that service. A nice left-footed corner kick taken.
So there's got to be some kind of connection between these two. They might be brothers, who knows, or cousins or whatever. But it was the Boris connection. And the ball is sent forward to the outside, picked up by Dudiak. Chips it up, and off the line is Manor.
Take them in line. You hear what they want, all right?
Ball is sent up, and a nice punt by Manor. Good job by Tindo going up into the air to head it backwards, and it goes onto the feet of Boris, and that's Brady Boris. And takes it off of Jairus. So it's going to be a throw-in for the Bobcats. We have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first half. Ball sent forward off the head of McAfee to the outside, trying to find number 3, Jairus. And we have substitution. So we have Gunnar Frenier coming in and Jairus coming out of the game.
And we have 2 minutes remaining. A 2-minute warning was just given over the PA announcer and the announcement. And the stands, as you mentioned earlier, Joey, they filled up nicely. I'd say they're more than half full. And we got folks standing room over there as well.
And we got Mickey Fry grease coming over the field here. There's a
The haze, yeah.
The haze. Well, I think it's Mickey Fry haze. I don't think
Either that or
it's
somebody started a wood fire.
Something's going on here. We might have the fog bowl for starting the second half.
Jeez.
Yes!
So
Yes!
back there.
Yes!
Oh, Duty, this is dangerous. And hustling coming out. This is dangerous.
Let's go!
Oh, my. What an opportunity for the Bobcats. Aiden Rye was being defended by Salamando. Foster comes out, and he just missed.
Yeah, Foster came out to add additional pressure. Salamando ultimately started as a mishandling by Dwyer, and then Rye took advantage of it. Just missed the far post. What a golden opportunity there for the Bobcats. And that would have given them some momentum going into the half here for sure.
Oh, my. Yeah.
Yes, Calvin!
And again, we haven't seen it much this year, but that was a young defense breakdown.
Yeah, and that may have been the best goal-scoring opportunity that any team has had against Chazy in quite some time, I think.
So Foster comes off the line, makes the play. He's taking his time. 30 seconds left in the half, and that's a short kick for him. Ball is sent forward, controlled by the Bobcats. So it's almost like the Eagles are on the ropes here at the end here, just trying to wait for halftime to come up, as they kind of been in a little rope-a-dope here.
Yeah, I think it was almost a little shocking for them to give up that opportunity, and now they're going to try to come out of it as LaBarge is coming down the left side. He serves the ball central off of Moser's head, but a nice save there to end the half. By Parker Manor.
Yeah, that was a really nice way to end the half for Chazy. So the first half has come to an end. It's Chazy 1, the Bobcats 0 from NAC. Shots favor Chazy 4-1. Corner kicks are 1-1. We'll be back for the second half. And welcome back to the second half here at the George Brendler Field. The first half was very entertaining.
It was absolutely entertaining, back and forth action. It's kind of what we expected. A lot of play between the 18-yard boxes, and Chazy capitalized on one good opportunity where Dylan McAfee switched fields onto the feet of Isaac Merrell, who blistered a 40-yard knuckleball that beat goalkeeper Parker Manor to the near side, so that gives Chazy a 1-0 lead, and that's where we are right now at the start of the second half.
So Tindo sends it back to Dwyer. Dwyer sends it to the near sideline. It'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats, and it is going to be Noah Gilmore. Gilmore with the throw-in. Ball's headed forward. Goes off of the head of Rye. Rye is being defended by McAfee. McAfee cuts it back to the inside. He now sends it forward, trying to find Dudiak. Sliding on the play was Lambert to Dudiak. Coming back to defend hard was Magoon, and he gets a shot off. And one thing I will tell you, not only is NAC skilled, but they're playing very hard right now.
They're an aggressive team. They have a lot of underclassmen. Not that contributes to aggressiveness or not, but they're a talented squad for a young team. And it's been 50-50 balls have been contested all night. So it has been a clean game. Really hasn't been much for dirty play out there, so that's encouraging as well.
Oh, absolutely. Especially at this level, you hate to see that when they've got two skilled teams. There's no reason to do that.
No, but sometimes the testosterone takes over, and that causes some issues once in a while out there.
Oh, that would be true. So the ball is at midfield. It's controlled by Boris. That's Brady Boris. The ball is headed down by Salamando. He gets it up to Merrell. Merrell up the field. Merrell chips it up, finds Mosier. Mosier turns, cuts it to the inside, takes a shot left-footed, and that goes up, and Manor was there. Nice shot by Mosier, good play by Manor.
Good placement by Moser. He was going to near post, and Manor had to stretch out a little bit to get to it. Parried it down and then collected it, and now punts it away.
And that gets by Dudiak, but stepping up his Poyer, so he's up on the defensive end, sends the ball forward. And that is going to be a push on the Eagles, and that was a Mosier called for the push. So ball will be going to the Bobcats, and we're early here in the second half on a beautiful night for a soccer game at the George Brendler Field, and we have a very nice crowd here tonight for the game.
Yeah, stands are about half full, I'd say, or more, and then standing room over there. We did have some light haze here at halftime, toward the end of the first half and halftime, but it seems to have dissipated a bit, so that's good news.
Well, you had the grease from the Mickey Fry's kind of mask the skunk smell we've been smelling up here.
Oh, yeah. Tis the season, right?
It is the season. So the ball's at midfield. The ball's headed forward, sent forward by Merrell to LaBarge. LaBarge trying to get it to Mosier. It deflects back, it's going down as Dudiak, and it's controlled by the Bobcats, far side. And Poyer chips it up to the sideline. Ball's headed forward by, I think that was number 12. That would have been Lambert.
Lambert, yeah.
So it's controlled by Chazy. And you're noticing a lot of the players are slipping right now.
Yeah, the dew is falling. We had temperatures here in northern New York, if you're watching. Here's an opportunity for LaBarge. Chips
What
it.
a play! Oh, my! That's like you drew it up in practice league.
Yep, it was I believe that was a through ball. And it was obviously a through ball, but I think it came off Merrill's foot, which would make sense. And a great run there by LaBarge. Keeper, 28 from 10, so that was McAfee. And so Manor came out to challenge, and LaBarge poked it past him into the side netting.
I mean, McAfee, beautiful pass in the open space, and LaBarge just turned on the afterburners and got there. Just all you had to do was deflect the play past Manor.
And that's a goal. It's a goal scorer. That's
right.
That's a finisher.
So it's 2-0 Chazy, and I think stunned is what I would say for NAC right now with what just took place.
Well, disheartened for sure, and it's going to take some action here to get their momentum back.
And off the line is Zamir Foster, and he'll work his way to the 18. But I mean, again, you can't fault NAC. That was just a beautiful play.
Yeah, neither goal is the fault of a defensive breakdown, for example. It was just a great through ball that LaBarge is able to run onto, and he finished it.
Yeah, and then you go back to the Merrell goal. That was just like
unstoppable,
the Phil
pretty
Negro
much, yeah.
shot, like you said. That ball was moving. That ball was moving when it left his foot.
It was just that's the kind of shot in goalkeeper's nightmares right there.
Yeah, it is. So we have a throw in for McAfee on the far sideline. We have a 35-49 left in the second half. 2-0 Chazy, and this is a big Division II matchup between the Bobcats and Chazy. And the ball is pushed back. Now it's sent toward the goal outside the 18. And the ball is head out by Magoon. Onto the head of Legree. Back to Merrell. Merrell trying to split the defense. Good job by Tucker. And that is going to be a foul on Merrell. So we're going to have a direct kick in their own defensive zone will be the Bobcats.
And looks like it's going to be Matthew Boris, the senior sweeper, will take this direct kick for the Bobcats. He's a real sound defender back there, calming presence for the Bobcats. Nice long ball.
He's a very strong player for them. The ball is headed to the near sideline. Hustling for the ball is Gunnar Frenier. Frenier cuts it to the inside. He's being defended by number 7, Legree. Over to McAfee to Merrell. Merrell up trying to find LaBarge. Big kick goes into the hands from Calvin Magoon. No problem for Foster.
No, but that's not a bad idea, really. They haven't had an opportunity to test him. And so why not try? There's no wind, but why not try and throw a high shot and see if he mishandles it? As I was talking about with slipping just before Chazy scored the goal, the dew was falling right now. It was about 72, 74 today here in northern New York. Now it's down in the 50s. So you've had that considerable drop in temperature. So the dew is falling on this grass, making it a little slick out there.
And here comes a direct kick inside the Chazy territory. Again, about 5 yards in from the midfield line. And it is Boris. And Boris has the leg to get this ball on net.
Left-footed shot before. We'll see. Yeah, left again.
And there it comes in again. And Zamir comes off his line. And, I've said this many times as we've done these games, Lee. He is a very athletic goalie.
Yeah, and the one thing that you want in your goalkeeper is to be fearless, and he is absolutely fearless. If he calls for that ball, he's going to get it, or at least he's going to go down trying.
Yeah. Well, here come the Bobcats, and the ball is cleared out by Poyer onto the feet of Rye. Rye pushes it back. Stepping up is Merrell. Merrell, he was defended well by Lambert. Lambert and Merrell battling. Lambert wins that battle. Going up on was Tindo, went up high, gets it over to LaBarge. And the ball is coming toward midfield. Frenier trying to get to the ball. Ball sent up into the air by Gilmore. Nice play by Tindo to midfield. And a whistle on the Bobcats. I didn't quite see what happened
No,
there.
I didn't either. I didn't see exactly what transpired. But was a foul called by the head official, Larry Bayshard. So
was right
direct
there.
kick. Yeah, he was exactly right there. So direct kick. Merrill's going to take this kick on, as you can see, a few yards Chazy's side of midfield.
So we're at 32-41, 2-0 Chazy in the second half.
So he indicated it was a handball.
Help!
So Merrell sends the ball in, and that goes off of the head of Mosher, and that deflected off his head wide of the net. But if that was on net, that would have been dangerous.
It's been challenging, yeah, for sure, and that's what you want. You want your service to be handled by your player at the top of the 18. And Moser was aggressive to get his head on it, and a short goal kick here to start out for the Bobcats.
So Magoon will send the ball forward now, and that's picked up by McAfee. He goes to the outside to Dudiak. Dudiak looking, he has time. He cuts it to the inside. He's converged on, and it's controlled by the Bobcats. Goes to the outside, and the ball sent forward, knocked away by Poyer. He disrupts the play. Now it goes onto the feet of Tucker. Tucker goes to the outside, coming over to help out is McAfee. McAfee takes it from behind, chips it back to Tucker. Now it's controlled by the Eagles. It's Dudiak with speed, working his way down the line. And one thing Chazy has is their speed. That's going to be a push on Dudiak. And
he looks like that's Lambert down. He's done a
is it
fine.
Lambert
Yeah, I
or
believe
is it
it's
Ryan?
I believe it's 12. He's done a fine
12.
job defensively for
it is
for
Lambert, yeah.
Northern Adirondack.
Yeah, strong
And
player.
so foul was called on Dudiak, so it's going to be a direct kick way deep in Bobcat territory as Lambert tries to shake off this lower leg knock that he's taken.
Well, he's a tough player, and he will do everything to walk this off. The last thing he wants to do is walk off that
He doesn't
field.
want to come off that field. No, sir.
So it's a good thing Lambert's back on his feet. It's nice to see that. We don't want to see any young person getting hurt out here. And the ball is sent forward. And nice play by Merrell. And then there's the big kick back. Off the line is Foster. So it's kind of a little of a boot ball here in the last 30 seconds. And they got to get back to the controlled play.
Chazy's okay with that. They'll be happy
Yeah,
to have that as opposed to the control play. Now here's Dudiak on the far side. Demore is trying to track him down. Dudiak goes for a centering pass, but it's going to go off the end line for a goal kick.
So good pressure, for the Eagles. They're keeping the Bobcats on their defensive toes back there as we approach the 30-minute mark.
And looks like Novak Jaris is going to be a substitution for Coach McAuliffe here. The next opportunity for the Eagles is McAfee gets his head on, and now it's Gunnar Frenier with pressure on his back from Legree.
And it was Frenier battling Legree, and Legree wins that one as Frenier knocks it off the sideline with his head. So it's a throw-in by Gilmore. Ball headed down by Tyndall. Tucker sends it forward, controlled by McAfee. He comes to the near side, picks up Gunnar Frenier to LaBarge. The ball gets by LaBarge. It goes onto the feet of Magoon. Magoon sends it forward. And it is Salamando sends it up toward Merrell. Merrell sends it forward a little too far, and it's cleared out by Magoon, Calvin Magoon, far sideline. And it is substitution time, and Novak Jaris is checking into the game. Coming out is Gunnar Frenier. And, you switch those two and you don't lose anything.
No, they're pretty interchangeable out there, and that's a good thing for Coach McAuliffe to have his first person off the bench be somebody that he trusts out there implicitly, and that's Novak Jaris, who played center fullback for more than half the season for him. So he certainly trusts him defensively, and he's got the speed to burn out there on the outside.
Yes, he does, and here comes a direct kick by Boris. He sends the ball forward, and that ball is headed out by Dudiak, and now sent forward, and that's going to be a throw-in. So we have 28:31 left in the second half. Shots favor Chazy 7-3. Corner kicks are only 1-1, and those have been kept to a minimum tonight.
Yeah, they really. It's been largely a game between the 18s. There hasn't been a lot of opportunity. Chazy's capitalized on two of their maybe four chances they've had. And NAC haven't really had an outstanding opportunity yet that they've had a chance to capitalize on.
And like you say, Foster has not really been tested tonight. There has been no grade A opportunities.
Well, there was that one where he came sliding out. Remember that? And
yeah.
Rye did just push it wide, but he didn't make the save. He certainly provided some intimidation.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. And calling for the ball is the goalie. So Foster will work his way to the 18. There's that weapon, as we call it. Ball now headed forward, and it's LaBarge trying to gain control of this, but it's defended well by Tucker.
Good, Calvin!
And the ball sent back up, and trying to be controlled by number 3, Jarris. Jarris goes up, gets by Mosier, and now at midfield. Ball's knocked forward by Poyer. Sent forward, they're trying to find Rye on the outside. It is Dwyer and Rye. And Dwyer just throws it off the sideline, so let the players get back defensively, and it'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats.
Just under 27 minutes remaining. One thing I've noticed, Joey, is that Chazy seems to have taken Kingston Tucker out of the play and Kyle Reef out of the play. They were big parts of the first half, and we really haven't called their names much here in the second half.
That's a good point, Lee. You're right about that. Ball comes forward, and it's off the sideline. It's just going to be a deep throw-in for the Bobcats deep into Chazy territory. Chazy leading 2-0. Ball comes into play. The goals have been by Isaac Merrell and Peter Frenier. Or Peter LaBarge, not Peter Frenier. I don't know where that came from, but Peter LaBarge. And so the ball comes into play. And now it's controlled by Merrell. He's got time. He'll take it up. Merrell is being challenged from behind. He's pushed, and Chazy will control. Larry Bayshard will let the call go. Chazy controls it, and it'll be a throw-in. So that's a good no call by Larry Bayshard.
Yeah, good. And then you saw Merrill's he just was calm and cool about it. Came back to the ball, stood there for a second, danced a bit, and bounced it off the defender for a throw-in. Composure. That's what I was looking for.
It's almost like Merrell and McAfee slow the game down.
Yeah, and that's what good midfielders do, especially when they work well together, and those two do work well together.
When I mean slow the game down, I mean they aren't slow. It's just in their minds the game is slow to them because the way they control everything. So the ball is controlled by the Bobcats. It is number 7, Legree. And the ball is forward. Gets by Poyer. Poyer hustling back. Poyer takes it off of the defense. Nice play by Poyer.
Yeah, smart play by the sophomore to bounce it right off Rye. So it's going to be a throw-in for Chazy deep in their territory. You mentioned slowing the game down, and that's what Chazy's starting to do now. There's not a lot. There's some players out there in the forward, but there's no defensive really experience back there in state play. But that's something that you see happen a lot in state play. You get your 2-goal lead, you start to slow the game down a little bit. You waste a little bit of time here and there. So that's some learning that these young players are having to do on the fly here.
But you got to be careful you don't do that too early in the second half.
Correct, yeah, 100%, because then you can run yourself into a real world of hurt.
When I hear you say that, it reminds me of the team that goes into the prevent defense in football.
True.
And that usually means you're going to lose the game.
Yeah, prevents you from winning.
Yeah,
right?
prevents you from winning. It's like, my thought is that you play with what got you there. If it's you're being aggressive and attacking, then keep doing that. Now, there comes a certain time in the game where it makes sense to keep setting the ball forward, putting back defensively. Because if you go back, in my opinion, you slow the game up too much, too early, they can get momentum.
Yeah, you have to monitor that carefully. And I don't think that's necessarily what Coach McAuliffe preaches. But the kids maybe take that into thought. Maybe I can waste a few more seconds here. And that's something that, like you said, is a slippery slope.
So we have 23-41. Ball comes into play off of the head of LaBarge to Merrell. And Merrell. And the ball is sent forward. That's going to go over Dwyer. Here comes Rye. And it is Foster just gets rid of that ball. Smart play. Throwing's way back here. So, again, heads-up play by the goalie, Foster.
Well, and you always want the ball being cleared by the person facing the way you want it cleared. And obviously, Dwyer was running back toward his own goal, it's a much more difficult clearance for him than it would be for Foster coming out.
Absolutely. So the ball goes to the feet of Boris. Boris chips it up into the air. And it is now controlled by number 4, Tucker. Tucker keeps it simple, gets it onto the feet of Demore. Demore gets a shot wide. Back there is Dwyer. Dwyer chips it up, gets to the feet of Jarris. Jarris has a lot of space, and actually, wow, they're calling a corner kick. So the play's going on. There's no whistle.
Yeah,
they're calling a corner
I
kick.
was wondering why nobody was coming to Jarris. He was just standing there. I'm
Yeah,
like,
go.
go up the line. Second corner for the Bobcats here.
And it's going to be Tucker taking the corner kick. That could be dangerous, but nice job by McAfee to head it outside the 18. And he steps up and gives a long kick. He has the defense on their toes running backwards. And nice play by Magoon, sending the ball forward. And the ball is going back and forth. It's like counter, going back and forth. And here comes Tucker. And the ball is knocked away by Salamando. Back there is Dwyer. Dwyer will just throw it out. He'll let the defense set up. Good play by Dwyer to give the chance for the defense to set up.
That's right. Safe play. You slow the game down a little bit because you did have this back and forth that you're talking about, quick breaks.
Another corner coming up. And running over there this time looks to be...
I think it's Brady Boris.
Okay, yeah. It is Brady Boris. And, of course, you know where they send in number 5. That's Matt Boris. This is dangerous. Good job by Tindo. And you know what? Tindo's been playing tall this game. He's been up in the air a lot, and he's winning a lot of those high balls.
He's not shying away, and that comes with confidence. And right now, the sophomore is playing with a lot of confidence. Of course, he just scored his first goal a couple games ago, so that confidence is brimming right now in his game, and he's a solid player back there.
So Zamir Foster with the kick. That's headed forward by Merrell to LaBarge to Mosier. Mosier trying to get a through ball, and hustling for the ball is Jarris. Jarris sends it back. Another through ball, almost an identical play, trying to find LaBarge. He is defended well by Lambert. There's a shot by Dudiak over the net. So some nice work again by the Eagles.
That was a good counterattack. Good transitional movement. The ball came to Jarris, brought it down to the corner, fed it to the middle for LaBarge. LaBarge stole it from the defender, dropped it to Dudiak, top of the 18, but the shot was just over the net.
Well, Lee, we're approaching the 20-minute mark, so we've gone through about half the game, or half the second half. Chazy up 2-0. There was a handball on Tristan Legree, so it'll be McAfee taking this direct kick just shy of midfield. And the players, and he's letting his players work their way up. There's the kick. It's a nice feed. And it was Mosier off the head of LaBarge trying to get it to the net, but he went wide, and coming off the line was Parker Manor.
It was a tough trap for LaBarge. It sounded like he caught it in the gut almost, just the way the ball sounded, and so it didn't really land the way he wanted it to. It went to Moser. Moser couldn't get a good, solid strike from his head.
So Chazy trying to control. It is Merrell, has a couple players on him, and a nice job and nice work by number 10?
Reef, Kyle Reef.
So Kyle Reef, yeah, he's working hard out there. And the ball is off the sidelines. It's going to be a throw-in for the Bobcats. Ball comes into play. There's the shot. That is deflected and goes into the hands of Merrell. Deflected off of Tucker. And no, that was actually, it was Tristan Legree actually it deflected off of. But Foster was there. And there's that off it. Look at that punt. That is a weapon for the Chazy Eagles. Ball is chipped up in the air. LaBarge goes to the outside to Mosier. Mosier back to LaBarge. LaBarge goes to the outside trying to find Dudiak. Dudiak trying to control. Dudiak gets the shot off. And Manor is there. I think he was almost screened on
that. Almost fooled him, yeah. He brought his hands up real late. Was able to catch the ball on a second grab almost there. But, yeah, that was a good sneaky shot by Dudiak. When you mention Foster's punt, it brings back harkens memories to when I played. And we had Kip Ladd was Chazy's goalie, and we used to play Elizabethtown Lewis. Those were our rivals. Dean Goff was their goalie. And I can remember Kip Ladd drop kicking the ball the entire length of the field to Goff. He would catch it, and then drop kick it the entire length of the field back to Ladd. And they would do that a couple times. It was amazing.
Wow. I've never seen kicks that far. Ball headed down.
Good job, Dylan.
Fields are small.
Fields are
Maybe
small.
that could be.
And the wind blew more back then.
Yeah,
And off the line is Foster.
in both directions.
In both directions, right. It's amazing how it would shift so quickly. So we have 17:41 left in the second half. It is Foster. And there goes that kick again. And you get your head on that. That has to hurt. And it is Mosier.
Don't leave him there.
Back to LaBarge. He goes back to McAfee. McAfee switches fields far side over to Dudiak. Dudiak pushes it back onto the feet of Merrell. Merrell gets the shot off. It goes off of Mosier. Merrell trying to split the defense. And there's a high kick. Nope, no call. And McAfee goes down. And one thing about McAfee, he's guaranteed to go down half a dozen times a game.
And he kind of sold that one.
Well,
He was tripped.
He was tripped, there's no doubt. No, he might have sold it once he hit the ground.
Yeah. So here they are talking, and they may put together kind of a special play. They do have a couple of these set plays, that trick plays, if you will. Dangerous location, and you got three people.
Shots coming.
Capable.
Yeah, but you don't normally see LaBarge or Moser taking this. So this is likely a trick play in my estimation.
Well, I'm not sure unless they're going to push it to the outside to McAfee, and so he can get a shot around the wall.
Maybe.
Nope. There's the shot. So they want, and I think that was the right play to take the shot.
Oh,
It
definitely.
was just
Good work.
it was just a low shot. That's all.
I tried a couple step overs, and to kind of see if they can draw the wall to move a little bit. That's the goal of doing that. NAC stuck with it. Their wall didn't move that much, and accordingly the shot hit the wall.
So the ball's headed high in the air, now sent forward by Dudiak. And it is sent out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for the Eagles at midfield, far side. It looks like Poyer, well, he'll give up the throw-in to McAfee. With 15:44 to go left in the second half. Shots favor Chazy 8-4. Corner kicks favor the Bobcats 3-1. But I guess where it matters most in a soccer game is on the scoreboard, and Chazy leads 2-0. Ball is headed out.
Hey! Don't put your flag down!
So the ball is,
The guy's just running into us.
here it comes. So we got,
Flag goes up! Keep it up!
so it is LaBarge, has it knocked away. And it is Merrell. Taking it to the outside, trying to get by Tucker. Knocked away by Boris onto the feet of Legree. Legree is now taken away by McAfee. He pushes it back to Tyndall. Over to Jarris. Jarris trying to get through the defense. And that would deflect off of Jarris, as that was a kick by Gilmore. So some substitutions coming in for both teams.
Gunnar Frenier for Chazy and Zajon Taylor for Northern Adirondack. Coming off for Chazy is going to be Dudiak, and coming off Reef for the Bobcats.
So we got a throw-in for the Bobcats. Stepping up is Gilmore. Gilmore with the throw-in. Off of the head of Tucker. McAfee sends it forward. Now sent forward by Demore.
Stop, Peter.
LaBarge go to the middle of the field. And that's a hold on number 19, Caleb Demore. He doesn't care for that call. But so Chazy will get the ball just inside the offensive zone.
14 minutes remaining in regulation. Chazy with a 2-0 lead on Northern Adirondack here in Section 7 Northern Soccer League Division II play.
And it is McAfee. Sends a ball into the box. Calling for it was Parker Manor, and it goes right into his hands. So he'll work his way to the 18. He has a nice punt. It's just into the defensive end of Chazy. But it's Poyer sending the ball forward, but it's off the head of Boris to midfield. McAfee will send it back. Gets the defense running back onto the hands of Parker Manor.
Push, push.
And it was number 3, Taylor, did a nice job. Gunnar Frenier working his way down. Frenier still battling. Stepping up to help out is Mosier. It is McAfee controlling. Gets it up over to Merrell. Merrell will get by the defense. Merrell does another nice job. Now he serves it, and that goes into the hands of Manor. But some nice work by Isaac Merrell.
Yep, good job out there for him. That was a good service. And Peter LaBarge, if he had been able to get ball side of that, then that would have been he would have been right on his head and in the goal. It would have been a heck of
The other thing I pick up on that, Lee, is that he killed some time doing that too. Stood there, the player commits, comes to him, he goes by him. It's only 5 or 6 seconds, but they add up.
Yeah, definitely. He's I mentioned it a couple times on like a broken record as far as that goes. He has composure for a player his age. You can tell he's played a lot of soccer.
So it is going to be number 15, Noah Gilmore, with the throw-in. Ball comes into play and knocked up by Mosier. And Jarris gives it back up over to McAfee. He sends them back. And one thing Chazy's doing, they're sending the defense of NAC back. They're playing these through balls, but there's some merit to it because you're killing some time.
Yeah.
And you got the defense running backwards.
And I think that's kind of the play there, the long ball play, which isn't Chazy's typical game.
No.
But it does take time off the clock.
And, we're now at the 11-minute mark, and maybe that slow the game down a bit is probably what they're thinking right now.
And it removes the pressure as well,
Sure. Absolutely. If you're sending the ball forward past the defense, there's no stress on the defense for Chazy.
Correct. Yeah.
So it's going to be McAfee, Dylan McAfee with the throw-in. Nice throw-in. That ball is headed down by Magoon, sent forward by Tyndall. And LaBarge heads it back, goes onto the feet of Taylor. Taylor pushes it back. Nice play by Taylor. Ball sent forward by Magoon. And that was a rip by Dwyer. And that was a shot.
He stopped the clock because he took that right to the chest, and I think he was concerned for the player's health. So that's a smart and safe play there by Mr. Bayshard.
Yeah. And, you saw the defender hold back because Chazy had control. And, there's just a lot of respect between these two teams.
Yeah, and that's nice to see.
So far side, it's Taylor. And he loses the ball. It's just going to be a throw-in. And Frenier will give the ball up over to McAfee. And again, that kills time. Let McAfee come over, take the throw-in.
That's one of the games you play.
Sure. You're killing 3-4 seconds at a time. And while you're doing that, the clock is winding down. We're down to 10 minutes and 18 seconds.
Yep.
Chazy with a 2-0 game. Now, listen, in this playing a team like NAC, no 2-goal lead is safe enough.
Absolutely not. And
NAC came to play tonight.
They've played a very, very difficult game for Chazy, and both teams have played really, really well. It's been a very exciting game to watch. Very well played game.
Absolutely. For high school soccer, it's been a really fun night here at the George Brendler Field. And Mosier just sends the ball out, and it's going to be a throw-in. So checking in is Kyle Reef.
Yeah, Reef's coming in for Zajon Taylor. So Taylor seems to be there. I think he's the only sub that's come on for them today, as a matter of fact. So he's their first person off the bench for them as well.
So we're under 10 minutes in the second half. Chazy with a 2-0 lead. Ball sent forward by Mosier. Coming off the line is Manor. He will punt the ball forward. And by Tucker. Nice play by Dwyer. Tucker now sends it forward again. Coming off the line is Foster. And again, Foster knows when to stay home. He knows when to come out.
He's learned a lot this season. He's an aggressive player back there, and he's not afraid to come to that ball.
But yet he doesn't do it haphazardly.
No, certainly it's thoughtful when he comes for it, and he's safe about it, and that's encouraging to Coach McCall, especially for a first-year goalkeeper.
We got to keep that ball in.
So we have a throw-in. It's going to be Tyndall for Chazy, halfway into Bobcat defensive territory on the near sideline, as you can well see, and it will be Tyndall with the throw-in to LaBarge. Ball goes back onto the feet of McAfee. McAfee will switch fields, trying to find Dudiak, and that goes off of the feet of Lambert. Dudiak hustling back with Lambert. And it's going to be a throw in. Ball comes in, but it's controlled by the Bobcats. Like there was no big rush to get that ball in.
No, Chazy took it quickly, tried to transition, but now, here comes McAfee from central field to take this. And no, like you said, no big rush. We're at 8 minutes remaining in regulation here with Chazy leading 2-0.
So the ball comes into play. The ball's headed forward to the sideline, out of bounds. So it'll be a throw-in for Chazy, and it'll be McAfee. As I like to say, he's moving the chains. And he goes down the sideline, and the ball is again knocked out of bounds. So it'll be another throw-in for Chazy.
Come on, Wade. Do your best.
And again, McAfee probably moved it 3 yards. A nice first down play if you're playing football.
Yeah, it reminds me of college teammates. Steve Craig used to yell out "real estate" whenever we would get those opportunities with the ball, gaining real estate all the time.
Ball is sent forward. Now it was Tucker sends the ball, deep ball back. And Chazy's back defensively, but it goes off the sideline. So I think Chazy will be content the way this game's going right now.
Absolutely. There's not been any pressure from the Bobcats at this point in time. So Chazy's just playing the ball in the middle of the field and content to take the throw-ins and hope to transition. Yep, exactly.
So, that was a nice 25, 30-yard throw and went off the sideline. So Chazy moves the ball down the field.
Yep. And McAfee trots up to get this next throw-in. He's taking his time. He's one of these guys that has played in the Final Four and in a state championship game.
Yeah, even though you had a whole new defense, there's some experience in the Final Four out there too of players that have been to the show, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, definitely.
And it is Mosier. Pushes it to the outside. And nice play by number 15, Noah Gilmore. So we're approaching the 6-minute mark now. Chazy leading 2-0. It's Maddox Tindo. He'll go down the line. And again, the ball is knocked out of play. So Chazy will get the throw in. Tindo will take his time.
And we got the Chazy player is cramping up out there. Is trying to stretch. That's McAfee. But he's back up and looks like hamstring is cramping up on him a little bit.
So, we got to probably talk to Coach. I don't know if you're allowed to or not, but there should be about a bushel of bananas out there on the sidelines for these kids.
Right?
Yep. Halftime, each have a banana, maybe two.
It's too bad there's not potassium in apples because that would be perfect,
We have plentiful
apples here.
At least this time of year.
Yes, for sure.
Easy.
So it is Bayshard. He chips it up. Back there is McAfee. McAfee goes to the outside. It's controlled by the Bobcats. Over to Tucker. And it is Poyer sending the ball back. And Chazy's doing what they need to do, keeping the Bobcats back on their heels defensively. Bower sends the ball forward, and the ball is sent forward by McAfee, controlled by Jarris. Goes to the outside, trying to find Dudiak. Dudiak trying to keep it in. He can't, but that's okay, too. That will kill some time off the clock as we approach 5 minutes.
We're at the 5-minute mark now, so the anti-time wasting rule comes into play as far as substitutions go. And for those that aren't aware, there's a tackle.
We get a card on that one, no?
Yeah, that was a bad trip there by LaBarge. So the anti-time wasting measure, if the lead team takes a substitution, then the clock will stop. So that prevents the winning team or the leading team from substituting continually and wasting time.
And so here we go. The clock's still winding down, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. Ian Spear wanted a card on that one, and it was definitely a hard takedown.
It would have been worthy of a card. There's been one on each side, I think, so far that could have been carded today.
So the ball comes up, and it goes to number 7. Nice play. Taken away by Jarris. Jarris took it away from Legree. Legree hustling back, and he does a nice job from behind. So Legree turns, and ball comes up. It's on to the feet of Rye. Rye goes middle of the field, trying to find the feet of Boris. But it goes by Boris, picked up by Kyle Reef. But Poyer does his job. He just comes over, disrupts the play, get it out of there, let him take the throw in.
Solid defending back there by Owen Poyer. And we're at 3:40 remaining in regulation. As McAfee goes down, ball's chipped forward.
That was a good no call.
Yep.
Dwyer, nice play by Dwyer. Legree tried to get a shot off. Dwyer chips it back.
And what Evan Dwyer did right there that may not have picked up on is when he went to block that shot, he turned his back, but he didn't jump. Kept his feet on the ground, and that is how he blocked that shot. Had he jumped, the shot was low, would have gone by his feet, and that also would have screened the goalkeeper. So nice play defensively to block that shot by Dwyer.
And the wherewithal of McAfee, just clear the ball out of there as we approach the 3-minute mark. Chazy leads 2-0. Ball is sent forward, deflects, and Zamir is there. So Chazy is less than 3 minutes away from, which would be another improbable shutout.
Yeah, 10th on the season for Foster if he's able to keep the ball out of his net for less than 3 more minutes. And
kicks like that, he probably will.
And here's Dudiak trying to run onto it. Magoon and Dudiak collide. It's going to go off the end line for a goal kick. And they're not in any kind of hurry to get that ball.
Yeah, Dudiak's not going to help him.
No, of course not.
So that kills another 10 seconds. So it's going to be Boris.
Peter, you're fine. Peter, you're fine. Fine.
So it is Boris. Nice job by Mosier. Cleared out by number 15, Gilmore. So it's Merrell. Merrell controlling. 2 minutes, we heard the call. Goes to the outside to Dudiak. Dudiak has it knocked away. And it'll be a throw-in for the Bobcats. So under 2, I'm liking Chazy's chances right now.
Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed that they're able to keep the pressure on. Not trying to be, partial to one side or the other, but we are from Chazy.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying you got under 2 minutes left, 2-goal lead. Usually that's pretty solid. I'm not saying the game's done. Calvin's taught me that one. So the ball comes up, LaBarge. Chips it back. Again, he has the defense running backwards. He pushes it to the goalie, Manor. Manor has to kick it. He can't pick it up. Ball headed forward by Jarris to LaBarge. LaBarge goes to the outside to Merrell. Merrell now goes to Dudiak. He tried to go back to Merrell, but Merrell's still battling. And it's cleared out by Boris. So we're going to have a throw-in, it looks like, for Chazy. So we're under a minute right now, so I think it's pretty safe to say Chazy will get another victory and they'll win their conference. It looks like.
Now I'm doubting myself, but I looked at it pretty carefully today, and I'm pretty sure.
They only have 2 games next week, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure this will give NAC their second league loss. So I guess they maybe would clinch a tie at worst.
But then Chazy would have a tiebreaker.
From what I was told last year, there are no tiebreakers anymore.
Oh, really?
Correct, yes, because I made that mistake last year. No tiebreakers, they're co-champions.
So there's a shot from distance.
Tied records.
So we're down to 16 seconds, so there's no reason to rush on this. This game is pretty much in the books. And what's amazing to me is this brand new defense of Chazy gets yet another shutout.
Yeah, really solid game defensively for Chazy as they come in and beat a really tough opponent in Northern Adirondack here.
NAC is a quality team, and they very skilled, very athletic. They played very well tonight. Chazy came out on the winning end. They led in the shot category 12-6. NAC had the corner kick category 3-1. But even at 12-6, NAC controlled the midfield a good portion of this game.
Yeah, they came to play tonight, and they played a spirited, hard game, really, and that's probably the best way I can put it. It was a hard game. They were on Chazy aggressively most of the game, prohibited a lot of turning until later in the game. They maybe got tired or disheartened a little bit, but good showing by both teams.
Yeah, NAC has no reason to hang their heads. They played a great game. So it is the 6th of October, 2022. Chazy beats the Bobcats 2-0. And as Calvin likes to say on Hometown Cable, that's the way it was in beautiful downtown Chazy.